Welcome to the 331st episode of the So Video Games podcast, where we talk about any game at all, including new stuff, old stuff, and anything in between. If we are playing it, we'll be talking about it. Today we are recording on April 9th, 2023. My name is Brad Galloway. I'm the editor of GameCritics.com, and I'm also 50% of this here show. With me is the man who's helping me speedrun today, Carlos Rodella.
Yes, a very fast show. I'm in, how would I want to say it? Tumultuous spirits? Tumultuous spirits?
Sure, that works.
Anyways, it's not just that, but also we have a shorter time period, but we're going to still record because we have to.
Show must go on.
The show must go on. And also, I have a lot of, anger to get through this episode. So, it's, what's it, therapeutic.
Sure. Getting that stuff out. Better out than in is what they say.
Right. Do they say? Who's they?
Them. They do. They say that.
Man, we need to talk to they.
I know. They're out there.
They say a lot of things, and I don't know. I think they should answer for some of what they've been saying.
You must answer for your words.
Yeah.
All right, folks. As Carlos has alluded to, we are on a bit of a time crunch today. Part of that is on me because I had a life situation pop up before the show that ate through some of our time, and part of it is just because life in general. We do have a bunch of games to get through, so we may be talking a little quicker than normal, and we may be cutting things a little shorter than normal. But we did want to get an episode out to you because that is our commitment, that is our creed, that is our belief, that is our way of life. So we're not going to skip recording this week, but we will maybe go a little quicker. You may notice breathless podcasting today.
Yeah, we're at speed 2.5.
Exactly.
And also it's because I do also want to put an asterisk next to it because Brad has 8 million games each week.
I do. I have an 8.5
8 million games, and we pare it down to 6 or 7.
That's right. I did get rid of some.
Well, we can do a quick housekeeping. Let's just run through and run out the other side.
Well, in the interest of saving time, everybody knows something, duct tape, sharing a room. Okay, cool. Go ahead. Go for it.
I don't even know if we ever have to say it each time.
I just think it's fun. I like tradition. I like the tradition of saying it.
Okay. You like it then.
And if this week we're skipping it, housekeeping, let's go.
It's housekeeping. I mean, you say that on a podcast. So, yeah, I guess one positive thing is I saw that Cult of the Lamb Doom and Shroom cartoon.
Oh, yeah. You sent me the link to that.
I know you don't care about the game or
care.
You were over it, but I just thought it was really cool because of, anybody who played that game, if you watch that cartoon, it totally reflects the feeling you have about the villagers in that game.
What is the feeling
dumb.
you have about the villagers?
Well, they're dumb and they just eat their own shit, or they want to eat their own shit for some reason. And that's not a pun. That's just actually.
No, that's a literal. Yeah, I remember. That's a literal thing from the game. Yeah.
And then they just don't know what to do without your leadership, and that's just funny. I would like more cartoons about the ridiculousness of video games. You know what I mean?
Eating poop.
Well, yeah, and again, just you doing everything for them, and if you leave, they're like, we didn't do it. We didn't even bathe or eat. We didn't have your direction to lead us.
That sounds depressing actually, because that to me suggests you're running just a care facility and you're not really playing a roguelike, which makes me really sad. You have a bunch of people who need nurses and in-home care, and you're kind of that's bringing me down.
It's kind of like that. I mean, at some point someone dies and they just leave him there, and that happens in the game, and you're like, oh crap, I have to build a gravesite or something. But if you didn't do it, it'll just sit there. Yeah. And so the cartoon brought it up, which I thought was really funny. Anywho, just check it out. It's called To the Lamb, Doom and Shroom on YouTube. That's a positive thing.
Okay, good. Positive, yes.
Here's a kind of negative thing that I know that you think is positive, so I guess it's a positive negative.
Oh, geez. I don't know what this is. Okay, go ahead.
Game Pass, I'm kind of on the fence of all the time.
Oh, sure.
Iron Brigade, Loop Hero.
Yeah.
These are the... Oh, wait, and Goat Simulator 1.
Simulator, yes.
1.
Yes, the first one.
What the fuck? Okay, I know you like. Okay, I know you like Iron Brigade, and I like it too.
Yes,
I liked it a lot when it came out in 2011.
Yes,
I liked Loop Hero when it came out in 2021, which is 2 years ago.
Yes,
and I liked Goat Simulator when it came out 8 million years ago.
Sure.
Old games as new releases on Game Pass, I just don't get it. In the beginning, I know they were trying to catch up and being here's a bunch of old back catalog stuff. We're going to give you all this stuff for you to check out. But it's just weird when I go to the Game Pass and I see old games. I don't know.
I'm fine with it. I mean, number one, I think all those are good games. I mean, I like them all to one degree or another. Although I will say that Iron Brigade is fucking amazing. I love Iron Brigade.
It's great.
So good. But I don't care. I mean, it's like they bring stuff to Game Pass every single week, and there's only so many new releases a week that I think are good enough to bring. And also, a lot of people haven't played these games. It's like I think it's totally fine to like have them be available and to expand the library and just to have more choices. I mean, I'm totally fine with that. I mean, as long as we don't get into like old games every week for the next 6 months, I think that's a serious problem. But if it's like, new game, new game, new game, oh, here's something old you probably haven't seen before. Because I know for a fact most people have not played Iron Brigade. Most people don't even know what Iron Brigade is. Like Double Fine has turned its back on it. The guy, Brad Muir, who had created it, I'm not even sure he's even at Double Fine anymore. And that game never got the props that it deserved to begin with. Loop Hero, I mean, widely celebrated. Bet a lot of people still haven't played that. And Goat Simulator, that's a kind of weird one. I'm kind of scratching my head at that one personally. But, kids love it. It's good for the kids.
Yeah, but Goat Simulator 3 just came out. It's dumb. It's fucking dumb.
But maybe people want to go back to the first one. Maybe that's why, right? Like you're playing Goat Sim.
I mean, you're just giving it excuses because it's licensing. It's like they don't have anything. Is what your original answer is probably the correct one.
I'm just spitballing, man. I don't know. It could be. But, I know some people like to play, like you play the new one and you're like, oh, well, I want to see what the first one's like. I do that sometimes. I think you probably do that too. Everybody does that. So as long as it's not every week, I don't care about it. And I love just expanding the library and often just revisiting old stuff. Like we get in this mill of new all the time. But like, think about what that would be like if we did that with movies or music or books. I can't imagine never going back and listening to like a classic album. Like what if we never went back to listen to like something like Nirvana or Prince or something, even, like the big band stuff from like the 20s or whatever. That stuff is good. It's old. Who cares? Like that's like really valuable, great stuff, or like books or movies. I never want to see The Wizard of Oz. Fuck The Wizard of Oz. It's old. We're only going to watch new movies. I mean, I feel like games can be the same way, and not everybody has to do that. That's fine. But I think a little bit of mix of old and new is great. It works for me.
All right. I see what you did there. It's like hard for me to like say no to that. Of course, I like old stuff. I like things that it did come out just now. But when you're paying a money for a Game Pass and it's expectations, it's based on your expectation. If you go,
sure,
I want Game Pass for old games and also some new games sometimes, then there's an expectation. But in general, what they sold it on is that you get day one brand new games on Game Pass. That's what they first started with.
I mean, I don't know if that's their only pitch.
Well, that's what they started the whole service with. Like, well, we're going to give you all these games, and they're going to be day one on Game Pass.
Sure.
Like,
and
that
they've
was
delivered.
exciting.
I feel like they have delivered on that, but there's nothing big coming out right now, I guess. So anyway,
Anyways,
I hear what you're saying for sure. I don't want it to be just old classics. I think that should be a separate service, like the retro service or something. But as long as it's not every week and that's all we get, I'm fine. Like, I don't mind getting some classics out. And God damn it, Iron Brigade is a motherfucking unappreciated classic. I was so happy to see that show. Me and my kid jumped on it. My wife is going to join us later on for some 3-person. That game fucking slaps, dude.
He's doubling down. Okay, by the way, I know and love Brad, and I actually followed. What?
Oh, no, I thought you meant me. You meant Brad Muir.
Oh, no, not you.
I was oh shit, he's getting ready to put the smackdown on me. Okay, I'm bracing. Okay,
I was like talking about you in the third person.
That's
Holy
what I thought.
Shit.
I was like,
that would have been fucking tough, dude.
Carlos is about to drop the hammer. Watch out.
I would have. Oh my goodness, that's funnier now that if I would have done that. That's great.
Kind of funny. I thought
no, Brad Muir, I met him, and there's really good E3 memories that I have with him and stuff. And I loved, I followed the release of the game, played the shit out of it. I played it early, Anyways, so it's not about that. It's about the fact that, there's a golf game and then there's a fucking Goat Simulator 1. And I'm like, okay, I can't play any of this. Anyways, that's enough of that. The other
Wait. I have one E3 memory too, real quick.
Oh,
I went to like an E3. There was a Double Fine booth. I had just got done playing Iron Brigade at that time. And I'm like, oh my God, this game is fucking amazing. I want to buy some merch. I'm here at the Double Fine booth. And if you've never been to their booth, they have a ton of merch. And I'm like, oh, cool. They had all this like Psychonauts shit. And this was before the sequel had even come out. So they were still riding on the first Psychonauts. And they had like whatever else was out at the time, like that one Broken Chalice or whatever the fuck it was they come out with. And I'm like, oh man, okay, cool. But like, where's all the Iron Brigade stuff? They're like, huh? I'm like, Iron Brigade, your game with the mech suits and stuff. They're like, we might have like there might be like one soundtrack at the back or something. There was like nothing there. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like your guys' best game. And they're like, oh, glad you like it. But can I throw some money at you? Yeah, we don't have I don't know, Bob, maybe online. Bob, we got something on the web. I don't know. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Fuck you guys, man. So
Damn. All right.
yeah. Anyway,
they didn't show it the proper love, but it is very good. Whatever. Now this is becoming like a promotion for go to Game Pass and get Iron Brigade.
Yeah,
that's not what I wanted to do.
That's what I want people to
switching
do.
gears.
Switching gears.
Well, actually, I'm keeping the same gear, and the E3 memories was another housekeeping thing.
Oh yeah.
Danny from No Clip.
Yes, Danny O'Dwyer, right?
Danny O'Dwyer.
Yeah.
He was just on a podcast of his and talking about E3 being over for good, like we had mentioned last episode. I think you said like it might not be, and almost every single person is saying, yeah,
feeling
it's
like
done
it's
for
over.
Good.
Yeah.
So they were going through memories, and I remembered that he has a great documentary on E3. And at the time, he didn't know, but it actually probably is going to be the last E3, and it was from 2019.
So he made the swan song for the show and didn't even realize it, huh?
Yeah, but it's out right now. I mean, it's been out obviously since 2019. So go check it out on his YouTube channel.
Yeah,
No Clip, and it's called Behind the Scenes at the Final E3. I think he just retitled it.
Yeah, did he really?
Yeah.
Smart marketing, that Danny O'Dwyer.
Yeah,
good videos too. Absolutely,
awesome videos, and I've always supported him. And then it reminded me of like the last time I saw him at E3. I was doing the GameSpot booth, and we were both very, very sweaty. And it was the show just finished. I bring that up.
I love that. That's the first thing you said. We were there, and we were sweaty.
Well, you'll see why. I'm getting to it. So we're both sweaty, both tired, and we did a man hug, like on camera for like the end of the show or something.
Did you like slide off each other?
It was just like we could feel it. Is my point. I was like, oh, and I just immediately exclaimed like, "We are both wet." Yikes, so it was funny.
Bro. Yikes. Okay.
But it was a good memory because it's like that kind of like we did it. It's over. That was so tiring, but it was so worth it. That just reminded me that I missed that part of E3.
The sweat, the man sweat,
mainly. Yeah. No, I definitely
the guilt-free man sweat that is also free. You didn't have to pay.
I would think it was full of guilt. Anyways, so the other thing is. This was not E3 related, but I just wrote down a bunch of things I'm angry about this week.
Sure.
But Sony ponies, no one ever used that term again. Can we just
did it come up recently?
It came up. It comes up all the time on like what's his butt? Skillet.
You on like the IGN message boards? Where are you at?
No, just any YouTube video. Like Skillet does it a lot.
Oh, does
I hate that he does. And it pops up on I think IGN stuff and. I don't know. It's just so dumb. What is the Xbox one? Do they have one?
Xbox.
No, I don't think anyone ever says that.
Oh, okay. Well, you got to go to the Sony board. I bet they say it over there.
No, I'm not talking about boards. I'm not going to fucking
anyway.
forums. I'm just making like YouTube videos.
Maybe it's because Xbox people are just distinguished, upstanding citizens, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyways, just fucking everybody who ever said it and who's going to try to say it in another show, know that I fucking hate that you say it. And if you say it on a show from now on, I'm just going to go in the comments section. I'm going to light it up.
Oh, shit. Carlos has put you on notice.
It's the dumbest fucking thing in the world. It's not even because I like PlayStation a lot. It's because it's a horse. It's a fucking horse.
It's true. Small horse.
It doesn't make sense. Anyways, I just wrote down Sony Pony Stop It on my notes.
Funny. Sony Pony Stop It. That would be a good title for the show, actually.
It would be.
All right. What else you got?
Last thing is Lovecraftian Days are on Steam, and that's kind of a good thing for you because you like Lovecraft.
I didn't get that. How are they not emailing me about this? I get emails about all the shit from Steam that I don't care about, and this is the one thing that I would care about. I didn't even know this was going on.
I don't know.
Fail, Gabe. Fail hard.
I mean, maybe you played all the games already on it, but it's going on now at the time of this recording.
That would be hilarious if that was true. I'll have to go check it out. I need to get another controller for my PC because I just can't do this mouse and keyboard shit. But yeah, if there's a good sale going on, I'll check it out. I'm in the mood for some Lovecraft stuff right now.
Wait, hold on. WTF, and I'm not supposed to go on tangents. You don't have a fucking controller for your PC?
I had one, but I had to give it to my son. He wanted to use it, so he's using it for his PC right now. So.
Oh, do you have any extra Xbox controller? Because you can just use that.
I mean, I have the one that's attached to mine, but I don't want to bring it down here. I got to get like an extra one. Like, I want a dedicated one.
Yeah, you should. I mean, that's the only reason I would ever touch my PC.
Yeah, I got to get another one. I had one, but like I said, the kid co-opted it. I'll get a new one. No big deal.
Okay. That's all I have.
All I had was Iron Brigade, but you brought it up ahead of me, so I don't have nothing to say except for check out Iron
Sweet.
Brigade on Game Pass, which is a fucking dope ass game. I will say just one thing really quickly. It's brought over from 360, and they did enough work on it to make it run on the Xbox X/S. But there are still some hiccups. Like sometimes the multiplayer just chooses like not to work for some reason, and it's still operating off of the 360 friends list, which was weird as fuck, dude. Because my son has been my friend on Xbox, ever since he's been able to play. But like it didn't detect him on X. I had to like re-add him as a friend via the 360 interface, which comes up when you play Iron Brigade.
Oh,
So
weird.
like weird stuff like that, but it works. It's fine. You can get through it, but just heads up, it's a little hinky. But whatever. It's like 13 years old, so I'm glad that it functions at all. So anyway, check it out. I think it's fucking rad, and that's all I got today.
Oh, just because it's timely.
Yeah.
It's Easter today, and the reason I bring it up because I made a video.
Is Jesus back? Because I didn't check. Is he back?
No, I think he already came back. Remember, that's a thing.
Was that before? Oh,
Yeah,
I
it
missed
already
it.
happened.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, I thought I'd do like a little funny sketch about the history of Easter eggs.
Okay.
And I think it might be funnier just saying it because I don't know if the sketch is funny at all. But if you didn't know, one of the origins of Easter eggs being like hidden everywhere was, I think it was England. They would take hare pie, which is rabbit pie.
Oh,
Yes.
Jesus. Okay.
And they
that
would
threw me for a
throw
loop.
out pieces on the ground to the peasants or the people. And all the people would scramble for the pie because they loved that rabbit pie.
Sure. Who doesn't?
Who doesn't love a rabbit pie? I say that in the sketch, by the way, and it's being facetious. Super gross. Anyways, they're all scrambling for the hare pie. And then in the sketch, the guy's like, yeah, maybe throw something out that's like less smashy because this has a lot of rocks in it. See, hold for applause, hold for jokes and laughter. No laughter on this end.
See, the weird thing was when you said hare pie, I immediately thought of like somebody like going to the barbershop and sweeping that up and then putting that in a crust, and I was really grossed out.
I know. That's why I do say rabbit pie in the sketch after.
Yeah.
Anywho, the point is that's how the beginning, and then they said like, well, let's do something different instead of like pie, and then eggs.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
History lesson. Not
History
funny apparently, but history lesson. I'm gonna take down the sketch.
All right, folks, let's talk about some games. It's going to be, as we said, it's the speedrun show today, so let's just get right to it. Carlos, they're kind of circling back on a lot of games. This is the circle back show for you, which is totally cool. I love circling back on some things once in a while. You're circling back on one of my all-time favorite Diablo likes. I suspect I'm going to end up liking it more than you, but I do want to hear what you have to say about Warhammer 40K Inquisitor Martyr, and I think that's all the names. There may even be like a deluxe edition or something in there somewhere, but Inquisitor Martyr, weird name. It doesn't roll off the tongue, but god damn it, I thought this was a fucking fantastic Diablo like, and I know we were talking a little bit about it last week, so you were motivated to revisit, and I'm curious to hear what happened.
Yeah, there's definitely like a through line, obviously, this show.
Okay.
My own kind of down feelings, but also my own kind of like just looking for something new, which I do almost every other episode, and not finding anything. So going back to old games. But yeah, so I liked it when we played it and we talked about it in the review, and I think we both were like glowing reviews.
Yeah.
I just played Diablo 4, still frustrated with Diablo 2 because of its level scaling.
Sure.
And 4 has that too, which is kind of frustrating. But still, 4 was like just a lot was done really, really well, and the graphics were just fucking breathtaking. So going back, this is also a recurring theme to older games that try to look high def, but they're like not fully or maybe not even fully 60 frames, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, it's almost like it gets in your eyes in a way. Like there's too much detail, but not enough frame rate.
Okay.
I'm noticing that. Like, remember, go back to, what's it's called? The Souls game, Bloodborne.
Bloodborne, yes.
It's fucking terrible to look at. Like, in my opinion. It's trying to be fast, but there's just so much going on and all the detailed, I don't know. Nowadays, I can't go back. So I had a little bit of that and I was like, well, this
doesn't run smooth enough for you.
It doesn't run smooth enough. And also, again, it's detailed in certain ways, but also it just looks kind of like simple, and I don't know. It just didn't feel I've had enough oomph to it. Like pixely. It felt pixely. And yeah, I did zoom in though. You can zoom in. I like that.
Yeah, you can.
So I did that to make it feel a little better, but then you can't see the whole, play field, so it doesn't kind of work. Anyways, the main thing is that it loses me. Like the story's fucking nonsensical in my opinion. It's kind of cool because it's sci-fi and you're on a spaceship and the spaceship's kind of alive and you're like, oh, what am I doing? I'm going down doing Diablo stuff in a spaceship. But then you go back to a hub and then it's just super boring once you get to the hub because it just feels like formulaic. Like, okay, do this. Now go to the, what's it called? Mission board. Pick the mission. Go to the planet. The planet has 4 different options. I feel like No Man's Sky or something. And then go to one of the planets and then, do the whole level. And then come back to us and then upgrade your shit and then go back.
I mean, you're basically describing every Diablo like ever, including Diablo.
Yeah, but okay. So in Diablo 4, I cared more about the story.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
And so in this one, I was like, yeah, makes zero sense in the story, and there's so much dialogue, and they just throw so much history at you that I was just lost immediately. Like, there's just too much. And then those Inquisitors, blah, 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 you remember from the blah, blah, and the religion of the blah.
Yeah, they give you all the 40K shit, which I can take or leave. I'm not, like, into the lore or anything. I usually just skip through most of it. I mean, it was more about the gameplay for me than the story, honestly.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just remember, like, the hub being just so formulaic, and I didn't feel any real, like, desire to keep going. Like, I was like, I get it. Oh, and then all the upgrades are fucking confusing as balls, dude. Did we not talk about that?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I should put an asterisk. Some people might find balls not confusing, because that was a weird one to pick. But it just seriously, it just like, oh, there's a million eyeballs. Going back to balls. There's like these eye things. Then there's like these brain pieces.
Yes.
And the brain pieces are green and blue, and the blue's kind of better, but the green could also be better. So it's not like just legendary. It's like that one's kind of better because it does 8 other things that the other one doesn't do. And then swords are like that too. And then you have 2 different sword loadouts. And then each one is better for different reasons. And then there's tower defense, by the way, which we didn't talk about. So once tower defense started coming in certain levels, I was like, I'm over this. There's just too much stuff. That's my review. It's too much shit. It's like, where's the fucking game and why do I care to play this or beat this or help anybody? Everybody's just a robotic thing you do, and you look at numbers, and I just don't know.
So this was not the game for you this week?
No, it's not the game for me ever. Like those kind of games anymore, ever.
All right.
The only way I'll play a Diablo is if it has a fucking purpose that I care about. That's it. From here on out. Pillars of Eternity, I already did it, right? I'm out. All the ones I talked about last week, I don't want to do it. Like that formula, I'm also just be looking at Excel spreadsheet. All right?
So you need the story. You're saying from now on, you're planting your flag and saying, if I'm going to play a Diablo-like,
yes,
I got to give a shit about the actual story.
Yeah, fuck off.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's no problem at all. I mean,
and also, it has to be a little less confusing because so many of these are like remember with Pillars, you go in and it's like, how about some gems in your pockets? Put gems in your shoes. Like immediately, it's like 8 different currencies. Fuck all that. I have life to deal with. All right? Yeah. Life is 8,000 currencies. It's like currency of cleaning the bathroom, currency of feeling depressed, currency of getting a job. Fuck that in games. I'm over it.
Okay. That's fair. That's totally fair.
It's fine that people like it. I 100% don't. I'm out.
Totally fine. There is a fit for everyone. This was not your fit. I get it. I will say, just in its defense, I think this game is fucking awesome. I love it, but I'm a 40K fan-ish. I don't play the board game, but I do like the property and the design, and I like a lot of the games, so that's fine. And in terms of Diablo likes, I thought the mechanics were really great in this one. I did like the systems. It's really deep, so maybe tinkering with stuff is maybe not your jam this week or whatever, but I felt like I liked the ability to kind of go in and tweak a bunch of stuff, and I like the different classes. So for me, I thought this one was great, and I actually played a lot of this with my wife as well. I think it works great single player. I think it works great multiplayer. But if it's not your jam, it's not your jam. And I would never tell somebody to come to this for the story. So I think you were on point there for sure. But I will say, I get why you don't like it, but I do think for me, great game, loved it.
It's fine. It's fine. But just because you said that, I'm gonna say one more thing. I just remembered.
Go ahead.
The other reason it's bullshit, it's fine, but it's also bullshit, is that each fucking level you can pick the difficulty.
Yeah,
Fuck
what's wrong with
you.
that?
Oh, come on. Is this a game? Is this a world? Do I believe anything that's happening while as I walk around as its character? No, I don't, because I go to a place and I decide how difficult the bad guys are.
Are you talking about the different objectives? Like some are the
No.
easy objectives and some are the hard objectives?
No, I'm not talking about that. You go to an area and you can pick harder.
Well, why? I mean, what's wrong with that? Like, it gives you a choice. You want a hard challenge or you want to just chill? I mean, they're giving you the option. You could pick hard all the time if you want to.
Yeah, it doesn't fit with anything. Like, why do again, believing the world. Like, oh, I'm going to go to this place, but before I go there, it's like I just know that I'm in the Matrix, right? I know I'm in a simulation. That's what it feels like. That's really what I'm trying to say. Is I playing the game makes me feel like I'm playing a board game, really. Like I'm playing an interface of things.
Sure.
And the minute they were like, oh, this level is a regular level, or if you want, it's a hard level, or it's like a super hard level. It's like what you want it to be. And then you get more currency. But then that currency affects the fucking game and the story. And so like it is a game of systems. And yeah, again, back to that. Like that's
I mean, I think that's accurate. I think you are not wrong. But I mean, I didn't come to it for the story, so I like it just for the gameplay and systems. But if you want, like you just said, you want to have more emotional, mental involvement, I mean, it would make sense that you bounce off it like that. So, I mean, I get where you're coming from. I get you.
All right, I'm backing way into the bush.
I get you. All right. It was not a win for Carlos this week, although that is one of my favorite games. No problem. Horses for courses. Everybody's got their own jam. We got plenty of other stuff to talk about, folks. Let me take over for a minute here. Let me talk for a minute about a couple Switch games I played this week. First one, Tents and Trees. T-E-N-T, like camping tent. Tents and trees. Not tense like you're nervous. That would be funny. That's a whole different game. This is kind of like, I wasn't sure what kind of game this was at first, but basically it's almost like a P-Cross, which is weird because it doesn't exactly look like a P-Cross when you start it. But basically it's the same kind of board. You're looking at a 2D grid and there's numbers on the top and numbers on the side, kind of like a little spreadsheet, just the way that P-Cross looks. But instead of uncovering squares and making a picture, what you have to do is you have to arrange tents in a very specific pattern. So there is 3 kinds of tiles. There's grass, where there's nothing on it. It's just empty. Grass is like an empty square. There's a tree that takes up 1 square. And then there's a tent. Every tent has to be right next to a tree for reasons. And no tent can be next to another tent because I guess you hate your neighbors, which is fine. I get it. I don't want to be next to people either. So what you do is you get these puzzles and you see trees scattered all over the place. And then you get your little P-Cross numbers on the top and the side. And then you have to figure out, okay, this line needs to have 3 tents in it, but I can't put them side to side. And the trees are arranged in such a way that I need to figure out, well, if I put a tree over here and a tent over here, then I can't put a tent over here. Oh, okay, got to go back, erase this one. Okay. And so you kind of work your way through the puzzles like that, where you kind of just really chill, really, just kind of approach them and just logical. I mean, logic wins the day every single time, right? Where you just figure out if a tree is here and a tent is here, that means that the only place it can be is here. And you just got to get through them. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Graphics are pretty simple. You have tents, trees, and grass. That's all there is. Looks like P-Cross a little bit. I had an okay time with it. I did a fair amount of puzzles, and I was waiting to see if it was going to get more complex. It does not get more complex, or at least not in the part that I saw. I didn't finish the whole game, but I played a good chunk of it. And I think it's just one of those chill games where you just want to sit down with something, you want to turn your brain off a little bit, you want to chill. I personally think P-Cross is a little bit better just because I like uncovering the pictures, and I think the number system is a little bit more, I mean, I don't want to say it's deeper or more interesting, I guess, but just I felt like there's just like a little bit more to it. Doing the tents and the trees a couple times. When you get done, you're just like, okay, there's more tents and more trees. Cool. And I just did that again. And it's fine. Like, I'm not complaining. I don't want to seem like I'm being an asshole here because I'm not trying to shit on this game. I think it's great if you want something that's like P-Cross, something nice and chill, and you want to just have a very simple, straightforward thing. Sometimes that's exactly what you need. Sometimes that's all you want, right? Mm-hmm. So if that's what you want, I think this game checks that box. I don't think it's going to pull me away from P-Cross, but I do think it's a great alternative. So just know that it exists, and I think it's pretty good if you're in the market for that thing.
It doesn't need to pull you away from it. It could just be an additional.
It could be an additional thing.
Relaxing
exactly.
thing.
That's a very good point. Thank you, sir. The other thing I will talk about this week is Marfusha. This came out of literally nowhere. Marfusha. I got a little PR email about it, and they're like, "It's out," and I'm like, "It's out? What is it? I don't even what, huh?" And this is a really interesting 2D. I struggle to even describe what it is. It is kind of a shooter, basically, but not really.
Marfusha,
yeah.
Trying to Google it.
So the premise is that you are in a futuristic city. You play a little girl who is also conscripted as a soldier. People within the city need you to defend the city from robots. You need to go out to the gate, and you need to shoot every single robot that comes your way because the robots want to get inside and kill what boils down to being the rich people. And you are a poor person, so there's already some class discussion going on. You're like a throwaway person, a poor person on the edge of the city, and they're like, yeah, here, take this gun, go stand in front of this gate, shoot all the robots, and if you die, whatevs. We don't care because we're inside and we're rich. So I already like the premise of getting some social commentary going on. That's good. I like a little bit of that in my games. That's fine. And it's interesting because the robots that approach the gate, this is a 2D. So you're standing there with a gun, the gate is to your left and the robots come from the right, and they just come in like waves, right? And so the robots are coming for the gate. They are not coming for you. So they don't give a shit about you. So you don't get hurt. They never come after you. You don't take damage or anything. They're not after you. So you sit there and blow away these robots, and they're going for the gate. So that's kind of interesting because at first when you play it, you're like, oh, I should be dodging or blocking. But bro, they're not shooting at you. They don't care about you. So it's an interesting mechanic that you're just on the battlefield, but also you're not a target, which is something that's kind of novel for video games. And the other thing is it goes really quick. A level in this game is 15 seconds, 30 seconds. You just show up, the robots come, you blast them, wave over. Then you get some money. And between levels, you have multiple different choices of stuff. It's, I don't want to call it a roguelike. I don't think it's really fair to call it a roguelike, but you get different upgrades between each level, and they can just be really random. You'll get 3 cards to choose from. It'll be +1 attack, +1 bullet capacity, or you can have a different gun. And your guns wear down over time, so you have to replace your guns every once in a while. You'll get helpers once in a while that you can have to help you shoot. You get another poor girl with a shotgun, or a little poor girl with an LMG or something.
It doesn't sound good.
It doesn't sound good, but I think that's kind of the interesting part about the game, right? Is these kid soldiers who are conscripted. They're just oh yeah, we got to do our best for the city, but actually they don't give a shit about us, and we live in this disgusting hovel, and between levels we're just eating this gross food, and we're wearing gray clothes, and this life sucks, but yet we're also still defending this system that's in place. Can't say that I don't see some parallels going on here. Feels a little close to home at times. So I think overall it's really interesting. Downsides are it's really shallow, right? Because the robots are not going for you. You're basically just shooting the robots, and you want to make sure you upgrade pretty quickly. There's not a lot to it. I wish that there was a little bit more to it. If there was just a little bit more, maybe a couple different systems, maybe 1 or 2 more systems thrown into it, maybe a little bit more interaction with your helpers, because you can get these helpers and they'll show up in your house. They say one thing, and then that's all there is. But it seems there's lots of opportunity for camaraderie or dialogue choices or something, but there's just none of that in there. I think this comes from probably a very small team, maybe just 1 or 2 people, and this is probably their first thing. I think it's a really great start. I would love to see this exact thing just taken to the next level. Keep everything, but add systems, add some dialogue choices, add some different options or something. I feel they're right on the cusp of having something that's actually pretty fucking cool. It's just a little bit too simple and a little bit too straightforward. I liked it, and I finished it. I don't think that I would probably play through it again, but when I got to the end, there was 10 different endings, and I'm like, whoa, what? I was not aware that I was making choices. I wasn't sure what happened. Maybe it's because of the partner I chose. Maybe it was my percentage success rate. I mean, I don't know what happened, but I would love to see the other endings, but I probably wouldn't just play through it again because it kind of got boring after one playthrough. But I did finish it. I think it's really interesting. I think it's just a couple bucks. I think it's a pretty small game, and I think it's a cool start. I would really encourage these developers to keep going, do more, because I think they're on a good track. And this is not a bad start, but you can finish it an hour, 2 hours, and then just kind of, absorb it for what it is and move on. And I think it's pretty interesting overall.
There's some mature content in it for some reason. It shows up on Steam that there's something
Mature content. I'm sure what that would be. I mean, I
There's
didn't.
some nakedness. I don't know.
I didn't. I mean, at one point, maybe like you can choose to go take a shower between levels, and it's just like you get a flash of like a naked shoulder or something.
Wow,
It's
that's
not.
silly.
It's not anything. I don't remember any nakedness.
All right. Well, anyways, it's like $8 on Steam. It seems like just a quick experience, and it's like a first. It's the first game from them, the developer. I can't pronounce it, Hiniari or something. Anyways, yeah, go check it out. I definitely saw it. It showed up on PlayStation, I think, as well, and Xbox.
I think it's on everything. I think it's on everything. Yeah, it's interesting. If you want something experimental, you finish it in like an hour and a half, and there's some things to chew on in there. Not the deepest game I've ever played, but I can't say that I didn't have fun. I think I did have fun with it. So
cool.
There you go, Marfusha. Back to you, Carlos, for a game that I absolutely had no fun with. Lords of the Fallen. What? How are we talking about this again?
Well, we're talking about this because Carlos was fucking crazy for a new game and is like going through everything he can.
Carlos is jonesing.
Yeah, man, I still haven't found it. That's another reason I'm pissed today. Like, I have nothing to play this weekend. Oh no, first world problems. I'm sorry. Anyways, but by the way, no, fuck that. It's not first world problems. When you have depression, and games are your escape. It's very fucking important. It's not first world. It's like, it'd be the same thing as like finding a good book or finding a good idea to go down a rabbit hole of.
It's stress management, dude. If that's your
management.
escape, you need to escape, and you chose games. I mean, some people draw, some people take a walk, some people read a book, whatever it is that floats your boat. If you can't get that and you need it, then it's stress, man. I get you.
But we'll put an asterisk next to, don't tell depressed people to take a walk, though, because that is that's a triggering thing.
Oh, sorry, I mean triggering, but I'm just saying.
No, it's fine. It's like I've talked to a lot of other people who are like super depressed at times, and then people or friends will be like, "Oh, have you tried to take a walk?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'll be depressed while I'm walking, but I could do it."
Sure.
Anyways, that one's just
that wasn't meant to be like a derogative or anything. It was just throwing ideas out there. I'm
just throwing it out there for the people listening who might feel that same way. Lords of the Fallen is a Souls-like game. As we've talked about on the show, after I beat Elden Ring and went back to play some other Souls games, I was like feeling good about, my abilities in that, like understanding that you need to dodge more and parry and blah, blah, blah. And so just getting better at it, revisiting Souls-like games. I think we play all of them on this show probably.
Pretty much, yeah.
So that's one of those games that was early on before I'd kind of like played Elden Ring and really went into it, and it was just immediately frustrated with.
Yeah, and that's one of the earliest Souls-like. I don't know if it's the first like Souls-like that came after actual Souls, but it was in the first wave. It was one of the very first contenders to the throne for sure.
And not the first, because we talked about the first on this show.
What was the first?
Blade of Darkness. Well,
that one might have come before though.
No, not Lords of the Fallen. Blade of Darkness is like ancient.
No, that's what I'm saying. Blade of Darkness is potentially Souls before Souls, because that was the PR pitch.
Oh,
right? But
right.
if we're talking about Souls happened, and then the next game to follow in the success of Souls, you know what I'm saying? I think.
Wow. Okay. Well, maybe
that
it was.
one. Yeah, that one was one of the earliest Souls likes after actual Souls.
Well, the first thing is I already owned it from a long time ago, so I just re-downloaded it.
Sure.
And I know I'm playing on the PS5, but it's a PS4 game. It's that same thing as Bloodborne. It's like, I mean, the title screen looks amazing, but once you get into the game, it's like super high fidelity at 30 frames per second. That's funny?
Really funny. That's funny you said the title screen looks amazing.
Well, let me explain that then. I know I don't say enough words. It's just the face of a guy, and it's like you can like see the pores in his skin. Like, it does look amazing. It's like it looks like it would be a game today.
Okay.
But then you start the game and it's like, the graphics are not going to 60 frames, and so they're trying to be detailed, and it's just a little grainy. It bothers my eyes. So that's the first problem.
Okay.
Second thing, I was like, oh shit, am I just good at Souls likes? And now, because then I know how to play them, and I was like not dying, and I was like doing pretty good. And then I beat the first boss, I think on the first try. Yeah, on the first try.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, like I get the idea. They want me to dodge and parry, and I'm better at it nowadays. And the other positive, before I fucking tell it to eat shit, was that when you pick up all these different weapons, similar to like a Monster Hunter or like a Souls-like, where you go, I'm going to go down this road of like heavy armor, going slow, tanking it, right?
Yeah.
Or I'm going to go fast or whatever. So, but they give you so many options because every time you open up new loot, you just find so much shit, and they let you mix and match, which I think is really cool. And I don't feel like I do it in a lot of other games where like I can wear heavy armor, helmet and chest piece, but then light armor for boots and gloves, and so it takes away some of my encumbrance, and makes me faster. And so it's like I just like the mix and match a lot better than the Souls games.
Okay.
Because I feel like Souls like make you go down one path and that's it, and this one let you mix and match a lot. So I was like, wait, do I love this game now? And so, of course, the answer is no, because the graphics are rough. The 30 frames or less per second is rough. And then what happened is I got to, there's some interesting things too. You go to a portal, and in the portal world, you can take a chance and try to like get extra loot by fighting monsters. I thought that was really cool too. I hadn't seen that before. But anyways, I get to the same spot as when I played it the first time. And you know how you ever go back to a game and you remember the spot?
Oh, yeah. Like, you might not remember at first, but when you go back, I often have those like, oh, I remember this now. This, once you're in it, you remember, you recall.
Yeah, you get back and it might be like a certain location. And so for me, I go, I'm owning this game. Two things happen. One, as I'm owning the game, I go, wait, if I can reset the enemies like in Souls-like, why don't I just go save and go grind a bit, like I would in Elden Ring or something.
Sure.
And so I try to go back to grind, and the enemies are gone.
They don't respawn?
They didn't respawn. I think they only respawn when you die, but then that defeats the purpose because then I have to go back and get my fucking shit. So I thought I could just like I feel like they were respawning and then they stopped at some point.
Like I don't remember almost the exact. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I feel like the game goes, we're not going to let you grind or something. I don't know. I think it was a fucking development choice. So that made me pissed. And I was like, oh shit, because I wanted to upgrade my shit. So then I go around the corner to the last time I played the game. And there's a night, there's actually a series of nights with shields. And I had fought some with shields before, and I can like break their shields. But these are like super shields. They're like super big and they don't break easily. And they're just fucking impossible. Like they're fucking really difficult. They were harder than the boss. And there was 3 of them, like all in a row. And I said, maybe I'm not supposed to fight him. I'll just run past. Nope, I have to fight him. So that's the part where I noped out last time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, exactly the spot. Because I remember that fucking night and I go, oh, this is the part where they just ramp up the difficulty because it's bad development. And they also didn't let me grind. So both those things fucking broke the whole experience for me.
Interesting.
And I'm stuck. I'm just stuck again. How many times I want to talk about this in the show where I get to a place and I get stuck? Not with Inquisitor or whatever, but it happens so much that I'm so sick of it. I'm never going back to it. I deleted it immediately.
I don't remember a lot about that game other than the fact I fucking hated it. And I don't remember
but why did you hate it? Because you say that so much to me in DM. What was the main thing?
I don't remember, man. So what year did this come out? Let's find out real quick. It came out pretty soon after Dark Souls #1, I believe.
I wonder if you hated it out of spite for the fact that it was trying to be Souls.
It was just one of those things where it's just one of those many, many games that wants to be Souls, but it doesn't understand what makes Souls work. And it's just like, I don't recall what it was, but I remember just having a miserable time with it and being like, fuck this. This is like, I can't even remember. But I remember I didn't like it, and I'd never had any reason to come back to it. And I remember most people at the time didn't like it either. I don't know how much they patched it since then. I don't know if it's fixed or whatever, rebalanced maybe, but at the time I remember thinking it was nowhere near worth my time, and I bounced pretty hard on it. So I don't think I will probably revisit it, but
well, they're remaking it, the idea of it, because obviously I can see when I replay it on a PS4, it's like it needs some graphical love.
Yeah.
And so I get that, but I have to like strongly disagree in the fact that there's doing many very cool things that I don't know if you played it long enough, because as I played it, because I beat 2 bosses, I played it for a fucking while. But again, they ramp up that difficulty. but they were doing a ton of stuff that Souls-like games aren't even doing. Like even Elden Ring isn't doing. Like the different portal to a different dimension that you can do whenever you want, just kind of as a fun aside game. The weapons, the armor being mix and match. No. I don't feel like I can do that even in Elden Ring.
I mean, to be fair, that's in every Souls game though. Mix and match is not unique to that game.
No, but I feel like I'm what's it called, penalized for mixing and matching in Souls-like games. I really do. I feel like it wants you to have like a build, and in this one, I just felt like, oh, it's almost like more MMO-ish, where like I can just have this helmet that has plus whatever, right, and is like less weight. I played all these games. I'm talking from experience. I think it's different enough to be interesting. But again, it doesn't fucking matter, because if they ramp it up and they don't let you have fun and feel empowered, even in like a Souls-like game, I don't know. I felt more empowered at Elden Ring than when they shut you down in this game.
It's a fine balance, Souls-likes, a lot of people try them, and not very many are great. And it's a lot more difficult to pull off than people think. And there's a lot more moving pieces, and the balance is so key that, like you're saying, like these guys, if these shield dudes hadn't been slightly easier, or maybe there was 2 instead of 3 or whatever, maybe that would have been enough to get you through it. And it's not just about difficulty all the time. It's about how does the experience feel, and how do you guide the player through it. So it seems like maybe they missed a step and lost you there, but you were basically on board up until that point.
I was so on board because I beat the first boss the first time, and this not just because of it's easy, but I felt like they empowered me the right ways. That's why it's so fucking disappointing just talking about it. Because then in the second boss, it took me 3 times, but I figured out its pattern. I also leveled up, like I said, and then they stopped letting me level up, and I was like, oh. And then I went and fought him, and it was a little harder than I should be, but I still beat him, and I was like feeling even better. And then they fucking ramp it up too many times. It happens so many games too.
Yeah, it's true.
We'll stop talking about it. That's it. Deleted.
All right, Lords of the Fallen. See you later. Well, I'm sure we probably will be talking about the sequel when that rolls around, so we'll see how that goes.
Yep.
Let me talk for a minute about a couple other games that I played. Oh, okay. So back in the day, I don't know if you remember this, but we had before you could download any game, back when games were just disc or cartridge only, way back in the long ago dinosaur times. I remember one game that people talked about all the time that at that moment was import only, was Radiant Silvergun. You ever hear about that?
I remember the name. I'll look it up. I forgot it though.
It was a treasure game. It was a shooter, and it was one of those games that literally everyone said, this is the best shooter of all time. And you can't play it because it's import only. And that fucking bugged the shit out of me. Although, to be fair, I think people who imported at that time said every game they got was the best ever. And I think they were just wanting to lord that over you because they had something you couldn't have, and it made them feel special.
That's true.
Yeah, a lot of import games, when I finally got around to them, I'm like, oh, this is what you were excited about? Okay.
Well, the added excitement was getting it because you couldn't have it.
Exactly.
I had PC Engine Hue cards.
Oh, yeah.
I had to get what's it called? One of those little converters.
Yep.
From our TurboGrafx.
Yep.
And I played it, and it was like a wrestling game. I played one of these wrestling games, and it wasn't great. But it was better because no one else had it.
Oh yeah. Most of the game, sometimes something was legit good. Most of the time it was just really overhyped, and it was import and whatever. And I remember seeing this one, and at the time I didn't have a lot of money. It was out of my price range. It was I remember seeing it for like $150, $200, and at that time, that's still a lot of money. But back then, that was like crazy money, dude. That was like ridiculous. So anyway, heard about it. It's from Treasure. Who have a really big fan base. I think Treasure's okay. I think a lot of people love them, and honestly, I think they're a little overrated if you ask me, but a lot of people love Treasure as a developer. Anyway, I remembered that I had this. I was kind of like you. I was kind of searching around for something to play, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Radiant Silvergun is a thing that exists for me now, and I could probably just download it real quick, and I did. And I'm like, oh, okay, I've actually never played this before. And after all these years of hearing about it and all those memories of being a domestic only game scrub that the importers look down on, they rubbed this game on my face all these years. I'm going to go back and play this and see what this is about. So I did. I played it and I checked it out. So Radiant Silvergun, again by Treasure, is a 2D vertical scrolling shooter where you have a little ship. And the cool thing about this game is that, I will say, full disclosure, I ended up liking it a lot. I think it is genuinely great. I don't know if it's the best shooter of all time, but I do think it's really, really good. I think it is worthy of the praise that was kind of heaped on it. So this one definitely delivered. It wasn't a flash in the pan like those other import games might have been. So let me just say up front, I do think this is a great game. I'm not going to trash it.
All right.
So the thing about this game that is interesting and cool is that instead of getting a bunch of power-ups and upgrades, like, most shooters, you get a little power up, you get a better laser, you get a little option that rotates around you, you get spread beam or something like that. You have all of those things from the get-go all the time on your ship. Like, your ship comes fully loaded. You've got your front laser, you've got your back laser, you've got your sideways electric beams, you've got your diagonal side shot, you've got your homing lasers, and then you've got your like seeking lasers, and then you've got a fucking sword on top of all that. So you've got like those 7 weapon systems available to you at all times. You cannot lose them; they don't go away. Your ship is like stacked from the get-go, right? Mm-hmm. Which is a pretty radical idea. That's not how shooters operated back then. So that in itself, pretty forward thinking, which I appreciate. So you have to like master all these different guns. They get better as you play. If you play story mode, you can upgrade them as you go. Just the more you use them, the stronger they get. And you can save. So if you do story mode, you have like a limited number of lives, no continues, but your guns get better and better and better. So if you play like 10 times, by the time you're playing the 10th time, your guns are already like way stronger than they were the first time. So you get further, which I think is already, again, another cool idea. If you play arcade mode, you do not get to save your progress, but your stuff levels up as you go, and you can change like how many lives and continues you get. So there's a couple different options for you. You can kind of self-select difficulty there. But as you go, like, patterns come, wave-based patterns, and different bosses show up, and you just kind of figure out which weapon is right for which situation. Oh, there's somebody behind me, so I'm going to do the rear laser. Oh, there's a big guy in front of me, do the front laser. Guy to the sides, I'm going to do my spread shot. Oh, there's a guy over here, I'm going to hit him with my electricity. And the thing on top of that is if you can hit a guy with your sword, the sword does 2 things. It either goes around you in a circle, or if you hold the button down, then it stays extended, and then you have to like, it sounds funny. You have to like wiggle it around, but it doesn't wiggle the way you think it would. It goes, it's almost like physics are applied to it. So like if you move your ship right, then the sword swings to the left because it's getting like pulled behind you. And if you go back left, then the sword swings back to the right. So it's almost like it has physics attached to it, which threw me for a real fucking loop at first. I thought it was going to move the way that I was pointing, and it does the opposite of that. So that's kind of a trip. But if you can get your sword on top of a guy and leave it extended, it does like hella fucking damage. But also you're closer. It's kind of difficult to maneuver. So there's like definite risk reward. But the sword also absorbs certain bullets, so you can kind of use it to get out of trouble sometimes. And when it absorbs a certain amount of bullets, and you do like a super slash with your sword. So there's all sorts of like little systems going on in this game. I think the story mode doesn't mean anything to me. It's just like people talking, and I was like, whatever, I don't care about this. I skip past it. But the game itself, I think, is cool. I think it's again, I don't know if it's the best shooter I've ever played, but it's definitely extremely creative, extremely different. I think it's definitely worth checking out. It definitely did not disappoint, I don't think. And so I think this is one that the importers had correct. And I had a pretty good time with it. I didn't finish it because I don't think I'm in that stage of my life anymore where I'm going to play a shooter 1,000 times to get better at it. Like when you're a kid, that's okay. I mean, I beat, R-Type and Gradius and Darius and all that stuff. Cause that's, you buy a game, you got a game for a month cause you're broke, or you got a game for 2 months, can't afford another one. That's one thing. But lack of games is not my problem these days. And I just don't think I don't think I'm that person anymore, which is okay. I don't mind. That's fine. I had a good time with this game. I got pretty far in it and I enjoyed it. I learned something. So I'm going to call that a win.
Yeah. And also it was ported to Saturn. I found out.
Yeah.
At some point, but yeah, like, I mean, those games, the minute you said shooter, my eyes glazed over. I'll never ever play another shooter in my life. I don't think, unfortunately.
And that's okay.
Or fortunately, I don't. Yeah. It's just because we grew up in that time period when they were everywhere.
Yeah.
Also, my TurboGrafx was one of my bane of my existence, that it was like the king of the shooters.
Oh, that was the shooter machine, bro.
I know, but I didn't want to play them all the time. I played Superstar Soldier, which was fucking amazing, and a ton of games, but I was just over it at some point. Like, Parasol Stars was good, corny, but yeah. So anyway, so I just don't care about that stuff. But it seems like at least it was what it said it was back then.
Yeah. I'm glad it came. I'm glad I finally got back to it. I'm glad I checked it out. I think there is something to be learned from this. And I had a good time. Like, I had a good time. Like I said, didn't finish it, but I appreciated what it did. And I definitely would say this is one of Treasure's better games for me. And I think it was worth checking out for sure. I'm playing it on the Xbox X, so you can go download it from the store. You can still have that be compatible. So check it out.
Yeah. All right.
Other game that I want to talk about was a real treat. Full spoiler. I thought this game was amazing. Road Stones. Picked it up on the Switch. I believe it's on every system. It looks generic as fuck in the store. It looks so dull. I don't know why anybody would buy it. I don't know why I bought it. I just looked at it and something about the screenshot was like, maybe there's something to this. And I picked it up, a couple bucks or whatever. Not a huge purchase.
On Xbox too, I just noticed because I saw it on Xbox and was thinking about it for some reason. It's like $5.
Yeah, it's a pretty cheap one. It comes from Huge Pixel, which I think I kind of like their games. They're kind of this up and coming development studio. They do a lot of stuff on PC, a few things on console. They do these really simple formulas, but they seem to execute on them really well. I'm going to try to investigate the rest of their library.
Well, you can, but I also want to say real quick at the top of this, it's published by Chili Dog, who, like, what's the one? Ratalaika, has screwed me.
Half and half for me.
They're half, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Has screwed me half times.
They have.
So
I agree with that. I
think I saw that and I went away running. That's why.
I don't blame you, dude, because like Ratalaika you're screwed 100% of the time. I feel like Chili Dog is 50%.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they have had some good ones, and this is a good one, I think.
Okay.
So ignore the title card in the shop because it's so boring, dude. It looks like shovelware. But what this is an active tower defense game, and those are the only tower defense games I play. I do not play regular tower defense because I hate them. But active tower defense is different, and what I mean by that is you have the ability to do things other than set towers. Like you sometimes have a ship, sometimes you can run around and attack people, sometimes you can move things. I need one other element besides standard tower defense, and this one does that. So the art is really simple. It's almost like stick art or like line art a little bit, but I think it works. Basically, you start each game with the typical tower defense path of protect this thing, and enemies are going to follow a certain path. So they give you that info up front. You have this little crystal. That is your quote unquote your tower, and it has a little area of attack radius. Anything that comes within the area of attack, it shoots a bullet at. Pretty straightforward. But the hook is you can move it. You can have it follow you all the time if you want. So just imagine having one of your defense towers like just trailing you all the time, or you can drop it. You feel like there's a trouble spot, you drop it off, and then you can run around and do something else. Now you yourself cannot attack, but what you do is you collect little power-ups that pop up around the screen. The faster you collect them, the faster you can power up. And what you do with these power-ups is you can either power up your attack crystal, you can get more crystals, and there's different kinds. There's like a laser crystal, there's like a shatter crystal, there's like a speed crystal, like whatever. You can have like 4, 5, 6 different crystals and place them around the field wherever you want. They all move, or they can all follow you, like whatever you want, and put them where you want to go. And that to me is like a really cool active defense. There's also a bunch of helpers you can get with your power-ups. You can get a snail guy that helps you collect the power-ups. You can get a knight guy that protects you from being attacked. There's like a witch that shoots some like bullets. So there's all these like different little power-ups. You can increase the power of your crystals and have one really strong crystal. You can have a bunch of weaker crystals. You can have one crystal with some helpers. Like you can like kind of mix and match the way that you want. And just that innovation itself, being able to move the crystals and have them follow you, really put a different spin on things. I thought it was such a cool fucking idea. I don't know that I've ever played an active tower defense exactly like this one. I played a lot of them, but this one had its own flavor, and I really thought it was very cool, very clever. I would love to see them take this idea further. It's only 12 levels. It's pretty short, and it's not super complicated, but I would love to see just like a little bit, make slightly different objectives in each level, or maybe just a few more types of crystal, or just a little bit more on there. But like so far, I had a great time with it. I blew through it in like 2 days. I just had a lot of fun with it. I think the mechanics are really wonderful and just a great idea. I love seeing new ideas, and this one really clicked for me. I thought it was good stuff.
Cool. Yeah, it seems like I watched some video of it. It seems simple and cute. Yeah,
exactly. Simple, cute, but really well done. And I think the underlying concept is a great one. So I would love to see them keep going. This was a win. This was a thumbs up. But I feel like we can expect better stuff from the studio in the future. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. So
check it
out. Road Stones. All right, bud. Over to you for a game which I was initially excited about, and then I instantly cooled off on. Meet Your Maker. Tell us all about it.
Yeah.
You know where this is going, folks.
Well, it's unfortunate for anybody who's on this episode. Like, unless you're like a game that's going to knock it out of the park, and as you can tell in my voice, nothing has. You're all going to get bad reviews. Sorry. But here's the deal. Like, on paper, the idea is very interesting, and that's why I was excited. Also, I'm still part of that PlayStation Plus. They got me on the, essential one. I paid the cheapest
middle one
version. No, I paid the cheapest one.
the cheap one. Okay.
Whenever I canceled, they're like, you can do the cheap one for $9 or something, which is I think what Game Pass is, right? Or no, Game Pass is expensive now, isn't it?
Ultimate Game Pass is $15. That's the max, everything included. So let me ask you quickly then, because my wife wanted to play Chia, TCHIA. I think we talked about this a while ago. I think we talked about last episode.
Yeah, it's fucking good. And that one I enjoy.
And it was free if you had PlayStation Plus. My wife did have PlayStation Plus, but she had the $10 plan, and they're like, nah, you ain't getting shit for free. And I'm like, what? Like, we had to upgrade to the middle before we could get it. And I'm like, that's kind of a bummer, man. It's like, what even good is the $10 tier? Is it just for online multiplayer?
Well, one, it's like, and it's bullshit, by the way. I'm just telling you what it is. But it's like online multiplayer, but it's also storage, which I found out the hard way because I was like trying to get a reload of my old save, and I didn't have the essential one, and they're like, you need to have that to get the storage. I was like, that's bullshit. That means you're keeping my saves from me. That's a whole other.
That's not cool.
No, it is not cool. But and then you get free trials, and you get the classic games catalog too, I think.
I thought the classic was at the top tier.
I have no idea, and I used it every day, so I have no. They did a terrible job in explaining what it is. I have no idea.
Anyway, we had the basic, and we can't get shit for the basic, and I'm like, that kind of pisses me off. Anyway, all right, side note, tangent over. Meet Your Maker, please.
That being said, though, if Xbox Game Pass is 15, I think the middle tier is 15 or something.
Yeah,
so it's
I think so, yeah.
Comparable,
yeah.
So anyways, I did have enough to play Meet Your Maker. And by the way, they also have trials, too. So I don't even know if I was playing a trial or if I owned, had it.
Oh, you mean like a demo, you mean?
Yeah, because they give you those too with that. So anyways, I was playing it either way. The idea of the game is that it's first person, not a shooter really. First person base raiding game where you go into other people's bases. All the other bases are made by people. There's no campaign. And then you make your own base at some point, supposedly. We'll get to that. And then so you make your build. You build your base based on resources you've gotten from other people's bases. That's the whole idea.
Okay.
Which is fucking cool, just on paper. Like, that's really interesting. There's a couple of things that, I think fuck it up. Also, I get first person. When you start, there's a little bit of a tutorial, right? They do give you some basic shit. And the story is kind of interesting for what you get, which is the very beginning, which is that, humanity died from a bunch of diseases and stuff, which is terrible. But you are like kind of a janitor robot person. And I think you might be just metal robot. And then you're going to look for strands of DNA so that you can kind of essentially bring back the human race. Interesting concept. I don't know.
Okay, I'm down. I'm down with the post-apocalyptic robot thing. Sure.
Post-apocalyptic robot going to save the world through finding random bases. Again, interesting. So the problems are, and again, it all goes down to development time and developer choices. Like, you have very limited abilities in the beginning. Your gun isn't even a fucking gun. It's a gun that shoots two, like, propeller things, or what are they called? Not propellers. They're propelled. They're two like little spear type things. I don't know what the fuck they are.
I don't know. I haven't played.
But you have to retrieve them.
Oh, so shoots arrows. You got to go get back or something.
Yeah, basically arrows, right? Metal arrows, right? Yeah. And so this whole, like, you're going through these mazes of, like, a dungeon essentially people have created with traps galore. Like, it's all about traps, and then there's some enemies in there too. And so, in order for you to beat in certain enemies, you have to hit them twice. If you only have one bullet left, you have a melee attack, but, that's hit or miss, right, with a melee. So it's tricky to start. Like, the gun doesn't feel like a gun. I just wish, again, they would have had it be a regular gun that shoots unlimited. Like, I don't, it's just a fucking pain in the ass to retrieve your, arrow. And then secondly, and the most important, is you get one hit and you die.
Oh, single hit?
Yeah, single hit. For a game like this, doesn't fucking make any sense. Okay? Like, I don't understand how QA for this game let it get out of QA. Like, how do the people in QA, who I worked on QA, go, yeah, that's fine. Like, the first thing in QA, they should have been like, no, this isn't fun. Like, this breaks the experience, because the minute you go in and you're pretty far in a dungeon and you just run out of arrows or get one miss hit, because even melee is not 100%, right?
Yeah.
And a trap gets you in the back or a monster gets you in the back, then you start all over. And yes, you can start all over quickly, but that is like an unfun experience, and also doesn't make you want to keep doing the whole idea of this game, which is to raid bases. And on top of that, it's not a fast game where you like go in and dodge and jump and spin. It's a slow game where you're like looking around every corner. Think Dark Souls, right?
Yes.
Dark Souls, but with traps. Well, there is traps in Dark Souls. Dark Souls with very limited abilities. And that's not fun. And like even the interesting levels that I was like, oh, that's cool how they did that. And it was smart how they did it. But if I died, it's just annoying. And then to find out where you have to go to get like the main resource that you're trying to get from every level, there's a little robot and he walks to it. There's not just like right click, point me to the direction. It's you have to follow the little robot guy.
Like he's your robot and he's leading you to it?
He's leading me to it, yeah. Okay. But like he could also just walk right through a bunch of traps and monsters, and he doesn't fucking care. He's a little robot who doesn't get hurt. So, and sometimes I couldn't find him, and I was like, well, where am I supposed to go? Because I lost him. I could just see a million people bouncing because it's a one hit game.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, because number one, I mean, I fully agree with you. Anytime you do a one hit kill, you have to do that really sparingly, because frustration can ramp up in a heartbeat. I mean, that was the biggest reason why I bounced off that fucking game last week. Something Chaos in Single Valley or whatever the fuck it was called. Remember that?
Yeah, with the squirrels.
Yeah.
Which I was supposed to go back to because the developers were like, it's not as hard as he says it is, but
yeah,
you're telling me it is. I don't know.
I didn't respond to that thread, and no disrespect to the developers. They love their game. I get it. That game was not for me. I'm going to leave it at that. But one hit kills. That was my biggest point of frustration with that game, and I feel like I would have gotten further. Yeah. I would have been more willing to put more time into it, except for like one hit kills. Just like it really just saps the fun out of any game. Even just like having 3 hits, like your basic 3-heart health bar or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I feel like you got to be really careful with a one hit kill sort of thing, and this concept, which seems to hinge entirely upon player created levels. I mean, other games have done this before. Like, this is not the first time people have done this. I know most famously Metal Gear did this. Metal Gear, which one was it? I want to say it was 5, where you could have your like the forward operating base, the FOBs, where like same thing. 5. You build a base and then other people go online, try to steal shit from your base and stuff. And that seems to be like the FOB concept all on a game by itself, which is okay. But again, it depends on people making interesting choices and having fun doing that. What does the penalty feel like? What does it feel like when someone robs your base? And also having you say that the one hit kills are in there. I mean, already to me, that doesn't feel like a win. And that it's first person on top of that. I mean, this sounds kind of weird and petty and shallow, but like if I get to like make my own robot and I can trick him out and he looks the way that I want, that'll carry me a pretty far way. Like I will play a game just because I want to like tweak my robot. But if you can't even see a robot and you're just in the first person, then that takes away half the enjoyment for me. And then knowing that it's all player created, and I'm just like, I mean, what happens when somebody robs your base? Anybody rob your base? Like, what happened?
No. And here's the other parts of that. I didn't make a fucking base. I didn't get that far.
Oh, okay. So what happened?
I just kept fucking dying at some point. So like in the beginning, they let you win. Like they do not a user base, like it's just a basic,
like a pretend that you're starting base,
pretend
or whatever, okay.
And you do it, and you're like, oh, I got it. That's easy. And then the minute you get to people are fucking very good at that kind of shit. They want to fuck you over, and so they do. So I just kept eating shit. I won like I don't know 2 bases or something, but you need so much material to make your own one because you've got to like claim a piece of land, and I didn't even come close to whatever currency they have. Again, there's many currencies. That's another thing.
Okay.
And to your point about the upgrading the robot person, you can, because there's like a whole base where you talk to these people and they like want to give you an upgraded weapon. They want to give you upgraded suits. So there's things to do. But everything I did, it just seemed like it took forever to get the resources to do it.
Yeah.
And then again, the very first gun they give you isn't a gun, it's a crossbow. And so it's just going to make frustration even more. Like if I had a regular gun that shot unlimited ammo that wasn't great, but just shot a bullet or whatever at forever, then I'd be like, okay, that loss was on me, because I had enough to shoot it, but then I basically I aimed wrong or whatever. But this one, it's like, no, I'm out of shit, and the only way I can get through here is my little kind of shitty melee weapon.
Yeah.
That also has a reload time, by the way.
Whoa, because you got to like crank it back or something? Or
I don't know. Reasons that are stupid and shouldn't have gotten out of QA. Again, okay. QA, I'm putting a lot of this on you. I'm sorry. But I've done QA. You see a melee weapon and it has a cooldown in this kind of a game. You go, no, developers. You got to push back at some point.
Let's be fair. Because we don't know what happened. And you've done QA, so I know, and I haven't done QA, but I've talked to a lot of people who have. And sometimes the QA people just get overruled. So I don't want to put it on QA. It's very possible that the director of the game heard from QA, and QA is like, man, this ain't fun. And the director's like, fuck you, it's my game. This is what I want. So it's very possible they were overruled. I don't want to just blame solely
100% agree, because I've been overruled a million times, and I'm sure almost positive then a ton of people there were overruled. But I guess I really should be focused and say senior QA, because there are like leads who can make like decisive decisions, or like they can say like it can't ship this way, like and if they make those kind of statements, then it can get stuck in that way. But lots of times in those roles, because you want to keep your job, you kind of just say, okay, you kind of just nod your head.
But we don't know what happened. But clearly someone fucked up at some point. And
I'm not even saying QA fucked up. I'm saying like, I just wish that QA had more of a voice and they could, just basically fight back more. Because I'm sure that a ton of people thought that this was a bad idea. Anyways, deleted.
Yeah, deleted.
Like fucking delete, and mad that it's deleted, because I liked the concept. I liked the
deleted
concept
with
a lot.
Prejudice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's stuff like this. It was Metal Gear did this. What was that other game that I really liked? With Uncle Death in it. I forget what it's called. When oh my goodness.
Let It Die?
Let It Die did that as well. Yeah. I mean, it's a concept that's been around, but I honestly haven't seen anybody really nail it, and I think it's just kind of, there's a lot of problems. I mean, maybe there's something there that you could eventually mine, but I don't know, man. I just think the idea of like fucking with people constantly, I don't know. That just doesn't feel like gold to me. But anyway, whatever. Deleted with Prejudice, and I'm going to skip this one. So Meet Your Maker has met its maker, and there
Yes,
we go.
It did meet its maker.
All right, I'm going to blow your mind with this next one, dude.
Not possible. Go ahead.
Oh, it's going to happen, because I played a PC game that wasn't a porn game. It was not a porn game. It was an actual legit PC game that I played with mouse and keyboard, dude. I did.
Okay, I'm not blown away, but
you're almost blown
intrigued,
away, though. Intrigued. Okay. The Pale Beyond. Got a code from the publisher. Thank you very much for that. This game, straight up PC game, nothing fancy, no titties in this one. So you're going to be like, why is Brad playing it? I don't blame you. But a while ago, I watched a TV series called The Terror. Have you seen The Terror?
I have not.
It was on AMC, and it was about semi-factual. It's based on a Dan Simmons novel, and I am pretty sure that I'm a big Dan Simmons novel. I'm pretty sure this was his book. I don't have the facts in front of me, but I'm 99% sure. It's about people who went to the Arctic, or maybe it was the Antarctic. I can't remember which. But anyway, one of those cold places. I sound like such an asshole. One of those cold places. He went to one of these cold places, and this is back in the old-timey English explorer days when everybody was like pip pip and cheerio and stuff, like back then. I forget what time period that is. Anyway, they get stuck in the ice, and while they're on the ice, shit goes sideways. They run out of food, they run out of fuel, and at the same time, there's a fucking monster out on the ice that's fucking them up. And so it's like a really scary book. And the TV series was great. It was, I think it won a couple awards. It was really good and scary. So this is basically The Terror, the game. On top of that, I think everybody knows, or if you don't know, I'm telling you now, I was a huge fan of Frostpunk when that came out. I played it on Xbox. I thought it was fantastic. Had a great time with Frostpunk. I'm going to come back to it and finish the DLC. But I love the concept of fighting back the cold and managing dwindling resources and making hard choices. I don't know, maybe because it feels like my fucking life every goddamn day. Who knows? I don't know. But I loved Frostpunk and I love the Terror. This is those two things put together. And I don't say that to be reductive. I just say like these are two of my favorite things in a chocolate peanut butter cup kind of situation. So The Pale Beyond on PC right now, and I'm begging you developers, please bring it to Xbox. This would absolutely work. You play a first mate on a ship who goes out to recover a lost vessel that got stuck in Arctic ice. So you go out on the ship, and at first it's like, hey, we're on the boat, and it's cool, and there's wind and seagulls, and people are kicking it, having margaritas on deck, whatever, it's fine. This is played from a kind of a God mode perspective. You can see the different levels of the ship. There's like the deck of the ship, there's the sub deck, there's the dining deck, and then below that's like the boiler decks. There's like 4 or 5 decks. You can scroll up and down between them. And you can zoom in to get some detail if you want. I think the art style in this game is great. It's hand-drawn art. It's beautiful. Love the colors. I love the detail. It's a really, really nice looking game. Very good art product. Also the sound, I don't say this often. The music is great and the sound is really great. Like hearing the sounds of walking on the deck or hearing the wind blow or the music that kicks in sometimes. It really, really sets the mood really well. I feel like it's very effective. But basically what happens is, this is not a spoiler because what else would the game be about? You get up to the Arctic and then shit goes sideways, just like in the Terror, where it's like, oh fuck, we're having some problems. The boiler's getting screwy. People are mad. There's not enough food. What do we do? And then you're in that situation of you got to manage the crew. Like who gets to eat? Who doesn't get to eat? Do we fix the boiler or do we patch the deck? Do we keep trying to go north or should we try to go south? Like, what do you do? And you keep going on these little decisions. This is mostly a narrative-based game. It's not nearly as systems-focused as Frostpunk was. You're not micromanaging how much coal you have. You're not micromanaging that kind of stuff. But there are choices to make about resource division but it's mostly about like, hey, we found this stowaway. Do we throw him overboard or do we keep him? Because if we keep him, it means there's one more mouth to feed. And if we throw him overboard, it might cause morale of the crew to fall because you just murdered a guy in cold blood. Like, what do you do? That kind of situation. So I really like the choices. I really like the art. I feel like it's really compelling. I'm just really into the story. I love all the different personalities. Like everybody's got, I'm getting to know the crew. Like there's one guy with like an eye patch and there's one guy who's missing an arm. And there's a lady who's like taking care of the dogs because you got dog sleds because you're going to the north. And just talking to these different people and knowing what they feel like and what they want and seeing the ramifications of your actions is just really, really satisfying. I think this game is great. I think it's wonderful. I'm having a great time with it. My only complaints are few. Number one, I wish it was not on PC because I hate playing on mouse and keyboard. I fucking hate it. Hurts my hand, hurts my shoulder. I need a better ergonomic setup or whatever. Like, I just don't like playing on mouse and keyboard at all. So I wish that this was an Xbox. Please make that happen. Number two, I do not like the save system. You can only save at the beginning/end of a day. And sometimes that can be a little bit of time. I mean, you're talking to people. You want to make sure you don't miss anything. You're checking every deck of the ship. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What can we do? And you're doing these choices and stuff. And sometimes this actually happened to me where like my wife needs something. She's like, oh, can you do this thing? And I'm like, oh, well, let me save real quick. Oh, can't save. Not that there's a time limit or anything. I mean, you can walk away from it. But I just, just for convenience sake, I wish you could just save anytime you want to, especially for a turn-based, narrative-heavy game that doesn't use any real-time elements. Seems like you should be able to save. I don't know if they did this to kind of like increase the gravity of your choices, but that doesn't make sense because you can always go back to an earlier save. It's not like a roguelike where you can never go back. So I'm like, why can I not save anytime? That's really fucking weird. And in fact, I see the developers responding to it because that is the number one complaint about this game is you can't save anytime. And they said they're working on it, but something about it was tricky. I mean, come on, you guys, saving's a thing that we do these days. You should think about saving. I recommend it. But beyond those two things, I think this game's great. I think it's wonderful. I'm having a great time with it. I'm going to do my best to finish it. And I got nothing but good things to say about it. Yeah. And it takes, like, heaven and earth for me to play something on PC. But this one checks that box. It is good enough to get me to play on PC, and that is my highest possible praise.
There you go. Yeah, if you feel like if you're, remember we talked about expectations again. It's like you wanted to have something like The Terror, and so then this game came along, and if you like that, then that's what that is.
Yep, exactly. If you like The Terror, if you like Frostpunk, if you like narrative-based decision games where you really feel like there's some consequences going on, this game is the shit. I think it's really, really good. And again, please bring it to Xbox. But even so, still having a great time. Love it.
Please bring it to console.
Sure.
Yeah, what is this?
Please don't bring it to Switch though. Too small. But bring it to Xbox
and also,
or PlayStation.
It won't make it to the Switch. Yeah.
Yeah, it would not work on the Switch. But PlayStation or Xbox, either way, whatever. I just want a controller and I want to sit on my couch and play this. So.
I think that's what happened. I don't know when it happened, and maybe I caused it. But it definitely is like the Xbox Brad Carlos PlayStation show. Like, I don't know how it happened.
I don't think you caused it. I think it's just naturally because you're leaning deep into the PlayStation environment, and I went Xbox. If there's a multi-platform game, guaranteed I'll get it on Xbox. You'll get it on PlayStation, just because those are the paths we chose this generation.
Well, the controller's better. Oh, wait, I can't say that because my friend hates the PlayStation 5 controller. For me, I like it better. And then, but there's just more games on PlayStation.
I dispute that. We're not going to get into that discussion.
I'm going to look that up though, and I'm going to do the math, and I think I'm right. Anyways, let's move on. Because we're running out of time.
Final game of the show. And then we'll do a little bit of wrap up here. Pillars of Eternity. This is your last circle back around to game. I don't think I've actually played this one. I don't think so. This is a pretty turn-based RPG, CRPG sort of thing. Are you playing it on PlayStation?
I'm actually playing it. There's a funny turnaround. I'm playing it on Xbox because I got an Xbox a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
And I saw the Pillars of Eternity 2 pop up on my PlayStation, weirdly enough. And I was like, oh, that second game. I played the first game. Maybe, because again, hungry for RPGs.
Yeah.
Trying to find something. So I didn't decide to, buy the second one on PlayStation. I said, well, let me just go back to the old one I had bought a long time ago on Xbox. And so I did and re-downloaded it.
Okay. Give me the reminder because I'm hazy on this one. I don't remember much about it other than turn-based, right?
Yeah, it's Obsidian. It's not turn-based at all.
Oh, it's not? Okay, my bad.
No. I heard
then I know nothing about it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, it's like the old school AD&D games for PC, like real-time combat, where the party all moves at once.
I must be thinking of something else. Okay, keep talking.
Yeah, so it's basically old school RPG, D&D feel mixed with choose your own adventure. Which there's so many boxes this thing checks for me, but surprise, there's gonna be a fucking butt in this. And Obsidian, right? I love Obsidian.
Yeah, I do too.
So, and there's a second game, so I'm like, I'll just go play all of the games this weekend. That'll be my thing. I'm obviously not gonna fucking do that because there's a problem. But
okay.
It started out great because it's that Diablo like perspective, right? So little characters. Beautiful world, really fleshed out. You don't need 60 frames in this kind of a game. It's one of those things where the characters move slowly, and you just kind of like a tabletop game in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And you have your character. You can pick a few different classes. It's not too super deep, but the whole idea is that it is supposed to be about your choice, similar to Baldur's Gate 3 that's coming out for console finally, where you can, anything you do really does affect like the storyline and the characters and the way people feel about you. So they really focused on that. And I was like, that's cool. So all that stuff seems to work. Like as you start to talk to people, you can like get out of things by being diplomatic, by telling them about lore that you have known. You can be mean, you can run away. There's like so many options in every conversation. I was like, fuck, this is going to be really good. And your main character, like the whole pitch of the game is that you can talk to souls, which is also kind of interesting. And you can like talk to souls either after they died or if they're like a ghost kind of in between spaces. And that makes you kind of, you're called a watcher, which means you can kind of learn about this other world.
Okay.
But then it's like classic D&D shit, right? Like get the best sword, get the
So just for my own, I'm looking at it on Steam right now. So clearly I missed the boat on this one. I thought this was a different game entirely, but so you're talking to people, dialogue choices, like pop-up narrative windows or something, right? And then you have a party, right? Yes?
Yeah. Party-based, real-time combat.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. But it's not Diablo-like.
No. And the fact that it's like your whole party's always fighting.
Okay.
right? I mean, you can be by yourself, by the way. So here's the interesting thing to that point, which I was going to get to. It's just you don't have to have a party. Like you play the game in the very beginning, your party they give you, like for tutorial reasons, they die. So you're just by yourself. You could probably play the whole game by yourself.
If you're tough enough.
If you're tough enough, if you're smart enough. But what I did is, these are all the positives because it's Obsidian. They introduce people in your path that could be party members, and it's up to you to say yes or no or fuck off. You can literally tell them, like, get the fuck out of here. But I met people that I was interested in enough that I brought them along, So there's this one old guy who's just like talking real crazy, but he really believed in me. He's like, you're the Watcher. I've been told about you. I can come help you, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, I don't believe in any political systems. I was like, this guy's talking my language. I don't believe in any names or words or language. I just believe in feelings. And I was like, dude, we are the same person. So I had him come along, even though he's just an old dude with a staff. And I didn't know what he could do combat-wise. But it was just, again, the story, right? I loved it. I was like, I want you in my party because of the things that I feel, And then I had another, an elf that he was about to get in a fight. And so I went up to all the people, and I'm like a warrior, of course, barbarian.
Sure.
And I was
what
like,
else?
get the fuck out of here. And they're like, okay. And they just left, no combat needed. Very much like D&D, right?
Okay, cool. I'm with you so far.
I know, I'm almost talking myself back into the game.
This sounds like I want to go play it right now. So what's the problem?
The problem is, as I'm going along and feeling great, I get to, they say, I didn't want to go do a bunch of little side missions because they say I can play this game any way I want to, right?
Sure.
So they said, go to this one location and talk to this one dude. So I did. I just skipped everything else. Like I skipped all the little missions. Maybe I didn't level up enough. I don't know. They told me I could play this game like I want to. And when I got there, before I can find the guy I'm supposed to talk to, which I thought would just be out front, he's in a place where all these like fucking demons are. And they're all very hard. Like they're not like, it's again ramping up. Like I had fought all kind of monster in the swamp, before that. And it was tricky, but I did it. And I was like, feeling good about myself. And I get there and they're fucking hard.
Okay.
Like, and so now I'm like, I could go do other side missions, I guess, but you're not letting me play the story like I want because it said I could do whatever I want. And so now I feel like I have to grind somewhere to get back to go to where I want to be. And that's the only thing that's stopping me because I like so much about it. But I'm fucking pissed because I finally went to where I was supposed to go. I even picked up a fourth guy, by the way, which means it should be much easier. I have fucking 3 people with me, and I eat shit at these fucking demons.
Is this the kind of game where there's other choices? Like, is it the kind of like Fallout game where, these guys are hard as shit, but maybe are you supposed to like, maybe you talk to somebody else and get a special item that kills them in one go, or can you maybe trick them into like leaving, or is that the sort of thing where like maybe you don't just fight them straight up, but you do something else? No,
lots of things so far have been like that, right? But I'm telling you, this is Carlos again, Mr. Experience in RPGs. You can't beat those fucking guys. Like it's just bullshit. And by the way, they're not even. Here's the other thing: they're not even real like people. They're ethereal. They're like kind of like specters. So it's not like right before this, I was fighting goblins with armor, right? And I could figure out what their damage was and my armor class was, blah, blah, like a D&D game. The minute I got to this area, which is where they told me to fucking go, it's fucking specters who don't even have a body. And they're shooting fire at me. That's fucked up, dude. It's fucked up, broken, balancing. And yes, to your point, maybe I could go back to another place and do some other missions and maybe find a different way to that guy. But that's bullshit because the whole game is supposed to be choice. And it literally is one of my main quests. It says, go talk to that dude. He's in that place. And with the minute I go in that place, it's all these specters. And I'm fucking pissed because everything about up until that point was really interesting. And one more thing, there's another selling point.
Yeah.
The choose your own adventure part is they show you those like remember the books with like the little pages and stuff? it shows you like a little like illustrations and like decisions, and it's just more like you're reading a choose your own adventure book for a while. Like that happens in the middle of the game, and I'm like, that's so cool.
Yeah,
like,
I like that.
And like, you know, like this one wall, I had to like push this wall over, and I had like all these different ways I could do it. And because I did it the certain way, I lost one of my equipment, but I like did it safely. And I was like, oh man, all these choices, it's so cool. And then I'm fucking stuck. So I haven't deleted it yet, but I'm so close.
Well, this sounds really interesting to me. I could kind of go for something like this right now. I'm in the middle of something that I'll talk about next week, but maybe after I get done with the show, I'll run upstairs and I will pop on to, PSN or
You'll
Xbox
enjoy it
Store
for a
or
while.
whatever.
That's the problem, though.
Well, I don't know anything about this game, so I'm just talking out my ass here. But like, I would be curious. Could you jump on an FAQ and just find out? Is there maybe some trick to this, or something you're overlooking, or something, or is it just straight up like just grind for a while? I'd be curious to see what people say. It seems like you're enjoying it. I mean, maybe just really quickly see maybe there's something that'll just get you over the hump real quick.
I will look.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish I had more assistance for it, but I don't know nothing about this game. Sorry, man.
I just think it's just, I can look for things, but that's not what game development should be, right? That's not what the fuck. We're past that. We should be past that by now. Like, I don't want to go to YouTube and look what someone else did. It's like, I can tell very quickly if something feels wrong. You know? It feels wrong. It feels bad. And I don't want to have to go look for help because I want to play the game like they sold to me. And if I would have paid I did fucking pay. I did pay for that game. I was going to say, if I did pay for it and they sold it to me, like marketing, right? Sold me that I can play this game any ways I want. I know I'm getting way too upset about this, but when it's your last chance at a fucking game for the weekend, it's frustrating because there's so much good stuff in this, and it really does feel like a choose your own adventure. And then there's like sections where you can't beat it, or at least it's very fucking hard.
Well, I don't know, man. I wish I had an answer for you. I'm going to look into it because I don't know nothing about this, but I am kind of intrigued. So
I'll look at it after
I agree
this.
with you. I agree. Yeah. I mean, I'm just like you. I would prefer to never have to ever look at an FAQ ever in my life, but just knowing that, people are people, humans are humans, mistakes happen, and sometimes one stupid thing can prevent you from liking something that in general is pretty good. I mean, I don't know. I would say just check it out real quick. And if you end up doing like FAQ every 5 minutes, maybe that's a bail. But if it's just a one-time thing, maybe there's just some little thing that'll get you through it, and maybe you'll enjoy the rest of it. I don't know.
All right. I'm going to look up. I mean, I got nothing else this weekend, so I will later tonight. So
maybe. All right. That is the show. Main content is over. Plenty of games we covered. Lots of stuff we talked about. Just a few more things before we wrap up. One last thing before we go here. Carlos, I've got a few things. What do you have in the few minutes that we have left?
A few quick things, hopefully. Yes, I have one thing, and it's Beef. It's a show that's very fucking good. A24.
I just heard about this. Yeah.
A24 published, produced. I don't know what they do, but they're fucking amazing. A24. And it's Stephen Yoon and Ali Wong. And it's fucking great. It's fucking great. I don't even want to tell you what it's about. You don't need to know. It's just, everyone go watch it.
All right. Yeah, I just saw the trailer. Looked interesting. All right, cool. What else you got? Anything?
That's it.
All right. I'll go through things really quickly here. I just saw the movie 65 starring Adam Driver. I know the reviews were not great, but we were in the mood for a dude shooting dinosaurs, and that is exactly what we got.
That's what it is.
Wasn't the freshest thing, wasn't the most original thing, but I thought we had a good time, and I'm not sad that we watched it. So if you want to see Adam Driver shooting some dinosaurs while he is joling or Mandalorianing a girl through the dinosaur wilderness, that is what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Finished Severance the other day. Did we talk about this already?
I think we did last episode. Yeah.
Oh, did we talk about it?
You loved it. Yeah,
I
loved the last shot.
Severance. Yep. That is great. I will say, though, I thought that, in fact, I'm 99% sure that Ben Stiller said it was one season and done. Do you remember him saying that?
He wanted it to be.
Yes.
I think they greenlit him a second season.
They did. I remembered reading the interview with Ben Stiller going, that was the story I wanted to tell, and I'm done. And I'm like, okay, I respect that. And then I got to the end of the series, and I'm like, boy, I feel like there's still lots to do here. And clearly Apple agreed, because season 2 is coming. So bullshit walks and money talks, and Ben Stiller's getting paid. So there is a season 2 coming.
Well, he's going to be smart about it, I think.
Oh, I'm sure. Great job, though. Great job. I mean, I did not expect that out of Ben Stiller because he's famous for goofy comedy, but this was a great turn. I thought he did a great job. Quantum Leap. We finished the season. I didn't talk about this last week, did I? No.
Yes, you've talked about Quantum Leap, I think, every episode.
But the wrap up of the season, did I talk about the wrap up?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
It was great. I can't remember if I talked about it or not. Wrap up season, great season ender, great season. Looking forward to season 2. Started slow, got strong. I like the show a lot now. I hope it continues. Quantum Leap is great. We watched Night of the Living Dead from 1968. Have you seen that one?
Of course.
Oh man,
So
my
funny.
son,
Have
who
you
was
seen that
13,
one?
had never seen it.
Okay.
He tried to watch it before and it was too scary, so we put a pause on it. But he was old enough to get through it now. And man, that movie holds up, dude. Like, there's definitely a few sections that movie could use a little trim. There's a few parts that kind of go on a little long, as most things do in the 70s. I'm noticing 70s is the talkie generation for film and TV. But yeah, still worth it. I mean, some interesting political commentary, some racial commentary that apparently, according to the people who made the movie, did not intend, but it got in there anyway, since the main character is a black guy. Really, still creepy, still scary. You can see the blueprints for all the zombie movies to come being laid right there in real time. Really fascinating film. It's not gory. It's not too scary at all by any means. So I definitely recommend it. It's definitely one of those ones where it's a classic and you should go watch it, and it still holds up and it's worth viewing. So interesting stuff. The last thing I want to talk about is, I know I talked about Brave Star before. Did you track down some Brave Star or not yet?
I watched some on YouTube.
Man, we are like 30 or 40 episodes deep into Brave Star, and that show, I gotta get your opinion on this, but like, that show fucking brings the issues. They don't do it right off the bat, but we watched one that's a pretty famous episode where they talk about drugs and drug dealing, and a kid in that show like literally dies from overdosing on drugs. Man, we were all like, what? Kid fucking died? Like, blew our fucking minds that he actually like straight up died. And then everybody was sad about it. And it got real fucking heavy for a minute, which was interesting. And one of the other episodes coming after that, again, I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. Brave Star, the 1980s cartoon from Filmation, somewhat related to He-Man, although not technically, which starred a Native American hero who was a sheriff. Some appropriation issues going on, which I want to get your opinion about, but I think they do a lot of good. And the other thing they talked about later on was the prairie people, who are the indigenous species of this planet. They were getting put in a fucking reservation, concentration camp, dude. I was like, what? Oh my God. Like, I couldn't believe we were talking about this. And I was looking at my son. He's like, holy shit. I'm like, I know, dude. Like, I don't ever see this episode before. Damn. And they just talked about like, the prairie people, like, the white people were like, this is for your own good, and this is what we're doing. And they didn't talk to them about it. And the prairie people were like, fuck that. We're fighting back. We're not going on the res. And I was like, it was blowing my mind that I was watching this like in an 80s fucking cartoon show, dude. I mean, I felt like it came to a good resolution. They ended up retaining their freedom, and Brave Star came to their aid and everything. But man, I was like, what? Like, oh, dude, the show just brings the issue sometimes. So anyway, great stuff. I'm loving it. But I want to get your opinion on it. If you've seen a couple episodes, what did you think of it?
Oh, it's good. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like it's super depressing, but also very real situation that they dealt with. So that's cool. I can't. Animation hurts me, just like with certain art with video games.
Yeah,
you're like, I can't. My eyes. I'm the same way with cartoons. I just can't. I can't with that style anymore. I grew up with it, and it's great, but that's why I don't watch the He-Man stuff, and even that new He-Man. I don't really particularly love the animation, but. Anyways, I think it's really cool for what they did, and light years ahead of its time. Did
you feel like offended at all? Like, did you feel like appropriation, or did you feel like it was okay?
No, it's fine. Also, back then, it didn't even they didn't understand what they were doing. They were just trying to show a Native American in some way. And dude, today, the Native Americans still aren't shown. So I can't ever be like, oh, I don't know if it's not good enough. It's fucking, if anything happens with natives, I'm kind of psyched already.
Yeah. Well,
we just kind of take what we get, basically is what I'm saying, unfortunately.
I hear you. So, I mean, I respect that for sure. And, being a white presenting person, I didn't want to weigh in on that. But I do feel like kind of like you said, my takeaway was they meant well. And yeah, they probably fucked up a couple times. But I think ultimately what they were doing with it was showing a Native American lead character strong in a very positive light. And as the show goes on, talking about really important political issues in a good way that kind of brings it to kids, and doing it with a person who was not white and lead, I think was pretty amazing back then. So I feel like they may have fucked up, but I feel like they fucked up with the best intentions. And I don't think it's not something that we should be burning right now. So all right. Anyway, that's all I got. That's all you got. This is a show.
Wait.
folks.
Check it
you
out.
got something else?
I just Googled and it said shades, specters, and other real douchebags on the Obsidian forums.
Okay.
So I'm not alone. Obviously, this
Okay.
one person's like, why do they wreck my ass so much? Do I have to start the game over? These are my same things. And then one other person says they are way overpowered compared to other enemies you meet at the same point in the game. So it's just like a fucking break. Like they fucked up.
So that's all you do? You got to just level up? There's no trick to it? You don't,
I'm going to scroll down and see if
Okay,
there's more answers, but there's just so many people saying the same thing. And so obviously, I'm not fucking alone.
So that is a problem. They should have caught
it's a
it
problem.
earlier, so,
They're fucking specters. I was fighting a goblin, you dummies.
Well, that seems like a jump. So do some research, find out what the answer is, and we'll circle back and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. All right, folks. That is a show. As always, if you want your questions and comments, hit us up, sovideogamespodcast@gmail.com. We're on Twitter @SoVideoGames, on Instagram @SoVideoGamesPodcast. You can hit us up individually as well. Carlos, where is your traffic going this week?
I'll be in the Obsidian forums.
catch
You can follow me there.
Carlos on
Look for Carlos.
the Spectre threads in the Obsidian forums. Give him some support over there. All right. As for me, same as always, I'm on basically every social media platform except Facebook because fuck Facebook. It's Instagram, Twitter, whatever. It's me. It's BRADGALLAWAY. All A's, no O's. And this is going to do it for episode 331. Thank you all so much again for joining us here on the So Video Games podcast. And we'll see you next week.
We will see you next week.